Hello everyone and welcome to a unit review. Yes, not a showcase today because I don't have this guy. Even though it totally looks... Doesn't that look totally convincing that he's in-game? I mean, it's not CG Hayu hiding in the background or anything. Anyway, let's talk about this guy because I'm definitely not pulling for him, so we'll just have to settle for a video on him. Now, I'm not going to talk about his Trust Mastery and Super Trust Mastery till the end of this. And there is a reason for it. First of all, what is Hawkeye? What kind of unit is he? Well, he's a hybrid damage dealer between attack and magic. He has a lot of different abilities that pretty much either are physical or hybrid based and do various amounts of damage. He has attacks that are different in what they can do, and he likes doing some status effects, but really in his 6-star kit he fell out of the meta so fast it wasn't kind of even funny. But now his 7-star is here. So is his 7-star any good? Yes, but it's a little bit more complicated than that. So we're only going to talk about his 7-star because that's where I feel the real value of this unit is. So for one thing, he has some new attacks in his 7-star kit, mainly ones that do about 450% physical damage. For a hybrid unit, that's not super amazing. He does have a minus 50% to attack and magic debuff for 5 turns, and 70% chance to cause some status ailments. Okay. He has a single target 8-hit 100% physical attack that does 100 extra % damage each time you use it, max 6 times. Since he could be a dual wield unit, this isn't bad. It's definitely like Tifa, but with 8 hits, it is questionable who he can chain with. It's not wholly explosion frame, so kind of a little worrying. But the big things have to be his cooldown abilities. First of all, for 110, boy, 1000 MP, that would be insane. For 110 MP, he does a single target, 1-hit, 1500% physical attack that debuffs full break style for 74% for 2 turns. Now, this is available on turn 4 and on a 3-turn cooldown. It's on a shorter cooldown than CG Lids, but CG Lids you can use right at the start of battle. I'm not quite sure how I feel about this attack. It's nice that it does some damage, but the fact that you can't use it right away at the get-go of battle kind of hurts it a little bit. Something nice about CG Lid is that she can just use that ability right at the start of battle, potentially get you out of some jams. Perhaps. What else? Well, he has an AoE 1600% hybrid attack on a 1-turn cooldown available on turn 2. So that's a very strong attack, providing that you can build him to be a very strong attack and magic based unit. And to talk about that, we need to talk about his passives. Now, he does have some natural physical dodging for attacks, and he can get some extra loot and like extra treasure chest drops, so that's not bad. He also increases the amount of gil you can get, so that is fairly valuable, but all in just his 5-star level. He also has dual wield naturally, so pretty nice. In his kit, he also has Dagger Mastery, but nothing benefiting magic until we get to his 7-star. So try and follow along. Because with his TMR, Deathstroke, which is a dagger, which we will talk about in a little bit, he gets 30% extra attack, 30% magic, 20% HP, 20% MP, and it increases his limit burst. Now, we'll get to that too. After that, he gets an extra 30% to attack and magic with a 20% chance to counter either physical or magic with a light and darkness debuff of 100% for 1 turn. If it triggers lots, it's great, but seems like that, at least recently, a lot of people are starting to get 100% light debuff, so The fact that it's on a counter, great. Is it needed? Not necessarily. There are other units who can do that trick. Then he gets 20% magic and 30% attack and magic when equipped with a dagger. Hey, he's going to be equipped with a dagger anyway. 400% and 200% modifier to a lot of his abilities, which, good. And 2 limit burst crystals per turn, naturally. Okay. Now we'll talk about his limit burst, because his limit burst is essentially the big thing here. By equipping Deathstroke, so you need that TMR, no two ways about it, his limit burst gets enhanced to a 600% ignoring 50% defense, 10 hit attack. That, while the status effects are nothing really that great, 79% debuff full break style on a single enemy for 2 turns. Now, this is just like CG Lid. So this is an option to CG Lid. Now the problem here is that you need 2 of him before the Secret of Mana banner is over, or you're kind of screwed for a long time. And that does hurt. Then after that you get, also Deathstroke gives an extra 30% when dual wielding for attack and magic. I don't know, so it's basically 60% on his Trust Mastery ability. But his breaks are definitely the biggest part of him, and honestly, I still feel like I'd rather just CG Lid, who can do more breaks regularly that isn't required on this guy's limit burst or his cooldown ability. But of course, we have to talk about the last big elephant in the room, his Super Trust Mastery, and god damn it, I hate this thing. This is basically whale bait. His Super Trust Mastery is 30% attack, 30% magic, and 20% attack and 20% magic, basically when dual wielding. First of all, it's amazing that it's balanced. It can be beneficial for any attack magic hybrid unit. Light Veritas comes to mind, Kunshira comes to mind, but it's behind a Super Trust Mastery, and no, you don't chase it. No, don't do it. No. Long story short, Hawk did become a lot better with his 7-star kit because he can break a lot. If you ended up with this guy, basically you have one of the best debuffers in the game. But a lot of his kit in his initial kit basically pushes him higher in attack and not so much in magic. And even his dagger is 105 attack, 70 magic, with MP 20% and some high tide. So in general, his kit's not bad, and probably fairly decent with that dodge and evade, but I still prefer CG Lid. CG Lid has some other key abilities that are just so much better for a debuffer, like her ability to remove an enemy's buffs and keep the debuffs. That's massively more valuable, in my opinion. And, of course, CG Lid can transfer her limit burst, and just a much better kit if you're going to go for a debuffer. So, in general, Hawkeye, interesting damage dealer. I just don't think he's quite there. Oh, right, and the ninja, of course, that came on the CG Laswell banner. Forgot about him, kind of. But I guess he has been in the meta a little lately. So, with that being said, Hawkeye, pretty good unit. Wouldn't pull for him, though. Because, quite frankly, he's on a triple split banner for rainbows, and the worst case scenario, you only end up with one, and then what are you supposed to do? So that's all for this unit review. For the next one, we'll be continuing with the Secret of Mana units, because we have to finish those guys off.